on with another feature. I don't play goalie, but I'm my brother's keeper. Surrounded by family, I'm not with other people. They say I got my pop's demeanor and mother's features. The garden's still...
It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll be watching the dynamic Tyreek Hill. He rises when it matters most, and he comes in third in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Dolphins and the Commanders, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
It's a pretty frigid December day in our nation's capital. We got our space heaters on full blast up in the booth at FedEx Field. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The Commanders set to go to work on offense, and they've handed the controls to this man in his second NFL season, former Tar Heel Sam Howell.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week.
Let's go.
Faking the handoff, Howell. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. He's trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and it's second down. You talk about this Miami defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Out of the gun, it's Howell. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. That's pulled in at the 32. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins set to go on offense for the first time behind their 25-year-old quarterback, now in his 4th NFL season, Tua Tagovailoa.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
The drive starts with a run from Achane. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line? A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The CD in this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine that number probably grown since then.
I would agree with you, and I'm going to actually bump it up to closer to 50%. Only because they still have some tough games to come, and keeping that focus throughout the entire season, that's been a really difficult thing to pull off. But so far, they've done it, and they've done it well.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And this is caught inside the 5. Wow, first and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Another great throw there, and we talked about him when he broke the single-season record. But that last completion, CD, that puts him over 6,000 yards passing on the season. Just unheard of.
Brandon, there was a time not long ago when 3,000 yards was the gold standard for quarterbacks. He's doubled that. If more people come along like him and hit that type of a number, if you throw for 3,000 yards, you're in danger of losing your job.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Achane once more. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Devon Achane.
Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. The Commander's going to retake the field for drive number 2. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
A yard all they need, but it's third down.
It's 3rd and 1.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Howell.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
You talk about this Miami defense.
They really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it?
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again.
And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. And the Washington offense heading out. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
As they've got it as we resume action. Powell's throw complete there to Thomas.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 26.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 21-0.
Commanders, nothing. Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. The Washington offense set to take over. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Throwing here, Howell.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
It's Zaven Collins who got in there to get the sack.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again.
2nd down, Howell back to pass. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Back to throw, Howell. Going right back to Dotson.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens.
Here's Achane to start the drive.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Let's go.
2 now on 1st down. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill. His 14th touchdown now on the year.
And the Dolphins continue to pull away here in this first half.
Sanders on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down. Robinson up the middle, and he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. Here's Tressway now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. Taken from just outside the 30. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle with career touchdown number 70. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the rout is on here in this first half.
Commanders nothing.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. And he'll get nothing out of that one. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
One last shot before the break. Howell. And his throw is incomplete. So we have come upon halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way, and he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Here's 2nd and 7.
All right, fellas, listen up. Watch it, Oscar.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. It got his man, complete. Now he's loose again. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, 82 yards. And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it is 42-0.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. First possession of the second half now for Washington. First and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Zaven Collins in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Just a pickup of a yard there. That won't help too much. They're left with a 3rd and forever now. Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Open man completes it to Claypool. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Achane will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time of the ball game.
And, Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. Washington ready to try again on offense. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but
I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Howell out of the shotgun. And yet again, it's McLaurin. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down up near the 40-yard line.
7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first down, Howell.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Zaven Collins.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Howell to throw on 2nd down. This one left side caught by Gibson.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And the defense, they get to Howell. Will go down here.
It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but...
And that's caught inside the 30. Now the ball comes loose.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Howell, he'll look to throw it. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Howell throwing on 3rd down here.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And it'll be 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out.
Miami set to take over. And they can run this score up even further as they begin this drive with a 1st and goal and that huge lead. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Tua Tagovailoa
keeping it himself from 7 yards out.
And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here's Howell.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
A gain there of 21 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Howell throwing on 1st down here. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll go play action. Howell.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Jalen Phillips getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
And this offense on 3rd down today, a very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. This is brought in at the 21. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense.
All right, how has he done it? 4 touchdowns in this contest. He's been around the end zone in particular, pretty much uncoverable.
And you know that I typically take things from a defensive perspective. I'm not going to do that.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle,
75 yards.
And the Dolphins are going to be moving on to 12-0 as they extend their lead further.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. The Washington offense back out there. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Howell. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Ready. Yeah.
2 now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Here's 2nd and 10. Achane gets it from the gun. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
Tua on 4th down. Throw caught by Achane. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. Howell to the air on 1st and 10. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple. Out of the gun, it's Howell. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Howell now to throw it. It's complete to Robinson. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for now.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So that drive, 4 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
He'll let this go deep for Waddle.
That's caught inside the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Sanders now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. The Washington offense set to take over again. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Second down throw for Howell.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Zaven Collins
in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
Howell with one final shot. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Dolphins come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.